Cross. Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with more comeback reactions because summer's just crazy.
Yeah.
And today we'll be reacting to two amazing vocalists. The first one is Lee Hi with her first solo comeback under a new company, HOLO.
The second one isn't really a comeback, it's just like a special single. However, we're reacting to it anyways, and it is Kyuhyun's single called Dreaming.
There's not much more to say, so without further ado, let's start reacting.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
I
excited.
love her. It's literally like been a year since her last song. What? Is this okay? I feel it's gonna be sad, isn't it?
I watched the teasers.
Oh, I forgot to.
And there's like playground scenes with a kid and her mom, but then there's also like sad, this sort of stuff. So.
I mean, holo means alone, so yeah.
She's dressed in all white, and it's like feathers like an angel.
Like a fallen angel?
Or maybe she's bringing comfort to the girl that was in the black dress or something.
She's an angel, yeah. Oh. You hear like the choir in the background. Wow, and they're using an organ too. Yeah, it's definitely like gospel choir feeling for the chorus.
Fits with the whole angel thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop crying, stop feeling, stop thinking about you, my baby. 이제 그만 울 거야, 나 울 거야, 나를 더 아껴줄 거야. And I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. 있어도 외로운 번 같아요. One day it will stop.
Wait, no, there's more. It's 10 more seconds.
So before we start our comments, we just want to say really quickly that just because of the message of the song and the way we interpreted it, during my comments there may be some triggering moments. We won't be talking about anything too explicitly, but if mentions of mental health or suicide might be potentially triggering to you, please skip my comments. I will fit in both mine and Anna's interpretations there so that you can listen to Anna's musical comments, and then we'll do a mini TLDR at the end that will leave out any of the triggers. On to comments. So, I mean, this is, like, it's beautiful. Her voice is so soothing, and there is something very ethereal about it, and it kind of made me feel like I was floating, and kind of like there's like a release after a lot of like a dark time, or you've had like a lot of dark emotions or something. And I think that makes a lot of sense because she herself said that the song was supposed to be comforting to herself after having been alone for a while, but also supposed to offer comfort for others who are going through similar things that she has gone through. I have also always really respected Lee Hi, obviously as a singer, like she's amazing, but also just the way that she has always spoken about her mental health and been very open about that and about the importance of mental health is very inspiring, especially when it's still a taboo in the industry today, and it definitely was when she had started talking about it several years ago. With that in mind, and with the meaning of the song in mind, and with just like I think things that Anna and I noticed in the music video, it definitely felt like there were a couple of different ways you could read this. So there's the surface read of it where she's portraying an angel or a comforting presence to the little girl who's going through a hard time, and that definitely could be what it is. But we were also noticing certain things in the music video that I don't know how to say this because I want to be sensitive about the topic. So if we say something or I say something wrong and I could have talked about it differently, please let me know. But there definitely felt like it was alluding towards mental health struggles, not just normal everyday struggles. And it also felt like it was alluding towards the idea of suicide, just because of a couple of, well, probably a lot of different things, but a few of the ones that we had talked about together were like how Lee Hi and the child are dressed exactly the same, and it's almost feels like, at least to me, like she's kind of reliving those memories, both the happier ones at the playground, but then also the like being underwater, like all of the weight and just like hopelessness that you feel in that part of the music video. And then Anna had pointed out to me that there's like the part where her angel wings kind of go black when the cartoon is behind her. And then also there's the part where like at the very end, she's clearly on a building and then the screen goes black and then it opens back up and it shows the feather like floating down. It's definitely a heavy topic, and it like the whole time I just had goosebumps and just was like, oh my gosh. But the song itself was beautiful. Like she has a beautiful voice, and if how we are interpreting it is true, then she's definitely handled the subject with a lot of grace. You can tell that it's something that she has thought a lot about too. So, Anna's turn.
So for my comments, I'm not going to talk as much about the music video, if I do at all, just because I feel like Peyton talked about it enough and it is like a heavy topic. So first things first, her voice is beautiful. Like I've been following her since she first auditioned for K-pop Star, and even back then, but like obviously so much more so now. Her voice is amazing. Like her control, wow, the emotion in her voice, so much. One thing that she's able to do as a soloist is all of the like runs that she does. I'm sure that she does this because like I've done this and my other friends have done this too who sing, where they'll like have the lyrics out and they'll choose like, oh, in this part I'm gonna do a run, in this part I'm gonna do a riff or whatever, at least for the recording, but it doesn't sound calculated. It still feels like, oh, I'm just like pouring out my emotion and it's being shown in this like run or riff or little vocal thing that I've done. Outside of her voice, about the song is in 6/8 time and most pop songs are usually in 4/4 time. What that means is usually like pop songs are in 1, 2, 3, 4, but this song instead you feel it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what 6/8 time is. And in the song too, there's percussion on every single beat, so you hear the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and because it's on every single beat, it's just like constantly driving, and it feels like you're just moving forward, like overcoming something and pushing through is what I was getting. And I think that makes sense with like what the meaning of the song and intention of the song is, and like how the song grows too, because obviously there's not like a crazy instrumental, but like the song still grows as well with the instruments. So in the beginning it just starts with that beat and the sequence, like the you know. But then starting in the first chorus, I mentioned they have like the gospel choir that joins in, and it sounds like there's an organ too. And then in the second verse they add strings, and then as the song goes on, like layers and layers are just being added. Like, it makes sense to me that while there are layers being added, it doesn't get crazy and instrumental, because like then you can focus on her voice and the lyrics and the emotions that she's conveying, which is what this song is supposed to do. If I had to pinpoint one thing that I thought was like super beautiful, I mean obviously the whole song is, but one thing that really stuck out to me was in the last chorus. I think she's saying 울 거야, 울 거야. On the 울 part, all the instruments cut out and it's just voice. It just like has this weightless feeling, like you're flying or floating, and then you come back down when everything else comes back in. It's kind of like riding a wave, I guess you could say. It's like da 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 울 거야, da da da. Like the melodic line is written in that way. I don't know what else to say, but I really like the song. And now let's do the important points TLDR.
Important points TLDR. This is beautiful, and she has definitely offered a song that can be very comforting to people, that kind of makes you feel light and like you're floating, and just everything about it seems so well thought out to convey the message that she wants to convey.
Yeah. Okay, so next we are reacting to Kyuhyun's single, Dreaming. No other intro necessary, let's go. Is he playing the piano?
Whoever's playing is actually playing because it's tracking.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's actually Q.
Call him Q?
Kyuhyun. I've watched so much Super Junior content. A feather again?
Is this reminiscing on childhood?
I was gonna say it's definitely nostalgia.
That was pretty. All these shots are really pretty.
I love his voice.
I know. Who is that?
Not Kyuhyun.
I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh,
these shots are beautiful.
No. Oh, hello. Oh, wow.
I'm wondering how they chose which shots to put in. Because like some of them I'm like, okay, it's like childhood, but others I'm like, why the jellyfish? Why, you know?
Oh, the color changing one that just happened?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the colors were changing, and when the color changed to red is when he said fire gun.
Well, that's
one
really
of
cool.
those. Yeah.
But also I'm just wondering, like, wow, that one actually had a meaning. But like all of the different, like, why the birds? Why the flower blooming, you know?
Also, this sounds like a drama OST.
It does. I'm here for it.
Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. Who's singing in the background?
I can't tell.
can't tell if it's actual words or if it's just vowels. So I feel like I'm getting words, but I can't get it exactly because it's so like echoey.
I'm trying to focus on them, but I can't make out words.
Yeah. Oh no. Lights out.
Beautiful. And now he's at the piano. Your girl doesn't have a lot to say because obviously there's no dance, and with what little I do know about singing, even if I knew more, I could not critique Kyuhyun, so I'm just gonna say I really liked it. I love listening to him sing. It's so soothing and so relaxing. During it, I was saying, like, why did they choose this shot? Why did they choose that shot? And I know that overall it's because they're kind of like telling a story, but in pictures, because of the whole song being like, you're my story, I'm dreaming, and it has that sort of like out-of-body, ethereal, floaty feeling. But I am still curious about like, why this picture? Why a flower blooming? All of that sort of stuff, but it does make sense to me. I really don't have a lot to say other than I love Kyuhyun. I really liked the song. I've only heard it the one time, so I can't say this with certainty, but it may become my new favorite Kyuhyun single. But yeah, Anna's turn.
I also am not worthy and am completely unqualified to comment on Kyuhyun's vocals, so I'm not going to. All I'm going to say is that his vocals are amazing, he is amazing, everyone knows this. And also, before I get into the few comments that I have, I mentioned that I kind of recognize the person playing the piano, but I literally cannot name him, so if you know, please let us know. I was getting a lot of like Disney song moments in this.
Yes!
Especially the intro. The intro sounded like a Disney movie. Part of it has to do with like the piano and then the strings being the main instruments for the song. There was also the bridge, and it's just Kyuhyun singing, but you can hear some like layered harmonies in the background that are kind of quiet, but the bridge sounds like a Disney duet. Like if the harmonies were louder, then it would sound like a duet in a Disney song. Honestly, very like Aladdin, I Can Show You the World-esque. And I mentioned like all the background vocals that happen, especially starting the like after the bridge, because they aren't being used as like an extra harmony or something, they're being used as an instrument. And I can't tell if it's just vowels or words, because sometimes I thought that I was hearing words, but then it's just so like echoey and muffled that it's hard to make out unless you know for sure. Not just that part, but like other background vocals, even when it was like an actual word that he was singing, all of those were really echoey. It felt like you were hearing it in like a very echoey auditorium, so it felt like really far away. I don't know, I just felt like that all like the echoey reverb sounds added this like, I don't want to say dreamlike, but sort of dreamlike quality. Like it reminds you that the song is very nostalgic and it's like a memory. What I'm picturing is like someone sitting there and like the image in the clouds, like their head is up in the clouds. I don't know what else to say. This is like the shortest comments we've ever done because we are not worthy. Peyton, do you have a TLDR for us for the whole video?
Whole video TLDR. Both Lee Hi and Kyuhyun are fantastic, amazing vocalists. Oh my gosh. They have both really impressed us, obviously, and we really liked both of the songs. Lee Hi is beautiful. Hers was super sentimental, super like tugging on your heartstrings, but also kind of floaty. And then we kept that sort of feeling with Kyuhyun's and his nostalgic, beautiful song Dreaming. We also are here for the Disney Prince Kyuhyun agenda. We support it. And yeah, I think that just about sums it up. Since Anna's eating, I will do the closing. If you liked this video, and if you also liked Lee Hi and Kyuhyun songs, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell,
Da-da-da.
and bye.
Bye.